Your badge number?
Well, I hope it is.
Let's
take a photograph of it, please.
Yeah. Just wondering. I've got to prove it. Obviously, I don't know you from Adam. You could be someone just who's
well,
dressed up.
We're not going to do this for fancy dress, are we? Right. As my colleague explained, the reason why we stopped you is because you fit the description of somebody acting suspiciously. Right? Now, you've given a legitimate reason why you're here.
Yeah.
Right. But we need to see some ID and some proof that you are here legitimately.
No, I understand that.
Can you see that, please?
I understand that, but on another term, I have actually got human rights.
Is that your vehicle there?
Nope.
Okay. So, what form of identification have you got on you to say you're actually canvassing?
I've got ID on me, but I don't have to legally show it yet because I've not committed a crime.
Right.
Obviously, if you...
We've
had a phone call about, like, said it's suspicious mail, so we need to ascertain whether you are, you say you are, but I take it you're not going to give us your name.
I get this every week.
Verify. Yeah, but you've got to appreciate we get calls from members.
No, I understand that, but I'm doing a job, I'm paying my taxes, I'm earning money. Yeah. I mean, I don't understand. I have not committed a crime.
If you were calling us, surely you'd want us to follow it up, wouldn't you? That's why we've been sent here, to follow it up. We want to be rest assured when we leave here today that you're not up to anything suspicious.
The officer stopped him just because of a vague phone call with no real evidence of a crime. That is not a lawful reason to detain someone or demand ID. One officer even said they needed to check if he was who he says he is. But the auditor never gave a false name. He was simply using his legal right to refuse giving ID when there was no reasonable suspicion of a crime. Under UK law, you don't have to provide ID unless you are lawfully detained on clear legal grounds, like suspicion of committing an offense. Here, the officers failed to explain any such grounds. Acting on a vague report opens the door to profiling and abuse of power, especially when no crime has taken place.
I understand it in that way, but I'm not...
If your name gives you ID, we could ring SafeStar, say, and confirm...
Well, you can ring SafeStar and you can ask them if, obviously, if you've got canvases in this area and they'll validate around. And what's your obviously, I'm not giving it out.
Well, when I ring up SafeStar UK and say, you've got canvases, and they say, yeah...
They know I'm in this office, they know I'm around here. Because we get issued to a certain area and they keep both names of the people.
So where's your ID card?
It is on me, but I don't have to show it. I've not committed a crime.
We're going round in circles here, aren't we, chap?
No, I don't mean human rights, mate. I've not committed a crime. Obviously, you're putting me under alarm and distress now. You both cover it going round there. Obviously, you're trying to say that I have to show my ID.
You're putting me under alarm and distress.
How am I?
It's your ID. We've shown you our ID. So
yeah, but end of the day, you're a public servant.
Instead of respecting that the auditor had every right not to show ID without suspicion of a crime, the officers kept pushing. Then they strangely accused him of causing them harassment, alarm, and distress. That is both ironic and disturbing. How can trained officers, with authority and uniforms, claim distress just because someone calmly asserts their rights? When challenged, one officer tried to defend himself by saying, "We've shown you our ID." But that's not the issue. The real problem is that they kept demanding his details without any legal reason. By flipping the situation and acting like they were the victims, they showed poor policing and even harassment. Their refusal to accept a lawful no was not only wrong, it was abusive.
Listen, chap, I may be a public servant, but I'm not your servant.
No, I didn't say you were my servant, did I?
Okay.
I said, but if you're walking around with a police uniform which gives you powers...
Stop going on about YouTube. It's like this public servant, okay? I'm not a servant. I'm a police officer, okay?
Which means, but you serve the public.
I'm a police officer.
Right.
Okay. Police officer. I'm not a servant.
Yeah.
So let's get that quite clear before we start.
Well, there's no need to get angry, is there? Because now you're putting me under alarm and distress. Now I feel threatened.
One officer said, "I might be a public servant, but I'm not your servant. I'm not a servant. I'm a police officer." That statement shows pure ego and entitlement. Policing is supposed to be about serving the public, not placing oneself above them. By saying this, he revealed he didn't really understand his duty. Even worse, this came after constant pressure and intimidation while ignoring the auditor's rights. His tone was dismissive, confrontational, and arrogant. In that moment, he wasn't showing accountability. He was rejecting the very principle of democratic policing. For the auditor, who had done nothing wrong, this only added to the harassment and distress.
What, you feel threatened?
Yeah, hence why I'm recording it, just in case anybody's trying anything cheeky.
That's fine.
I've had it before where police has thrown me on the floor for asking him, have you got ID?
So police officers thrown you on the floor?
Yeah.
And that's for ID.
I've asked for him.
Very strange.
Well, not all coppers are legitimate, are they? Not all coppers are nice. So at this moment in time, am I detained?
That's right.
What for? What am I being detained for? Have I committed a criminal offence? I've not committed a criminal offence. How can you detain me? Because then you're holding me hostage. You're now restricting my free way of movement because now you're saying I'm being detained for a crime I've not committed. I will just literally. I'll send this to me my lawyer, mate. This is going straight to my lawyer.
First things first. You're recording it.
Yeah.
Has it just picked up the word that you just said to me?
Yeah.
Right. This is your first and last warning. You swear at me again, you'll be arrested. Do you understand me?
Yeah, but I'm asking why am I being detained?
Listen to me. Are you going to listen?
I'll listen, but I want you to listen to my point of view.
Detained at this moment in time.
Yeah.
So we can speak to the caller.
Yeah.
Because as I said, you fit the description of a person seen acting suspiciously.
Yeah.
Right? Now, until we speak to the caller and fathom out what the caller says to us, you're not going anywhere.
Right, so you're detaining me against my own will from a crime that I've not committed.
This was a clear misuse of police powers. The auditor was detained without any solid lawful reason, just because someone said he looked suspicious. That is not legal. The officer even admitted the detention was based only on a caller's word, and that the auditor would remain detained until they figured it out. That is not how the law works. Under UK law, especially PACE, an officer must have reasonable, objective grounds for detention. A hunch or vague suspicion isn't enough. What the officer did here was treat the auditor as guilty until proven innocent, completely reversing the principle of justice.
Are you going to admit that now on camera, that you're detaining me when I've not committed an offence?
Till we speak to the caller,
yeah.
See exactly what the caller says you have or haven't done.
Right, but technically you can't detain someone if they've not committed a crime, because then that's holding them against their own will.
Well, once we speak to the caller,
yeah, but now
the crime has been committed, then I'll tell you what's going to happen next.
So you're actually admitting you've illegally detained me for a crime I've not committed?
We haven't illegally detained you.
Well, if you've not detained me, then I'm free to go.
Tell you what, walk up there and we'll follow you then if we need to speak to you again.
But then it's harassing.
Off you go.
But then it's harassing.
It's not harassing.
No, what I'm saying is, if you'd like to leave,
right.
if you'd like to leave now and walk whichever way you like, carry on. And if I need to speak to you at a different time, I'll come after you and have a word with you.
The officer's response was very troubling. Instead of acknowledging that the auditor was right about being illegally detained, the officer suggested, "How about you walk away and we'll follow you?" As if that solved anything. In reality, it made things worse. Following someone without legal justification is harassment. The auditor had already made it clear he wanted to be left alone. By proposing to tail him, the officer basically turned it into an informal stop, waiting for a reason to justify suspicion later. That's intimidation, not lawful policing. If the officer didn't have the power to detain, then shadowing him was completely unreasonable and oppressive.
I'll just put a complaint in. I'll just put a complaint into IPCC.
That's fine. That's fine.
Because obviously you're legally detaining me for a crime I've not committed. So obviously, like I'm going to ask again, am I being detained for a crime? Because obviously now no one's answering. If I'm not being detained for a crime...
I'm just in the process of speaking to your manager.
Right.
If you'd like to walk away, you are free to walk away. And if that's detain us a crime, I will come after you, won't I? It's up to you, sir.
I'm not going to turn me back. I'm not going to turn me back on officers so you can body slam me.
Do what you'd like. I don't think I'm capable of body slamming.
Hey, there's police out there that body slam people for the fun of it.
When he's asked for an officer's ID.
So you've illegally detained me, you call me a liar. Yeah, but now you've also illegally detained me. So wait until IPC.
Why are we going around in circles? Twice I've said, if you'd like to walk away, walk away.
Well, just for the camera, have I been committed as a crime? Right, so I've not committed a crime, so well, you've given me permission to walk away. I'm not, mate. I'm not, mate. Now you're making lies about me. You've also illegally detained me, like I said before, when he says you're now detained. What for? What crime? He couldn't give me a crime. So he's legally detained me on the spot. He's also kept me hostage. So I do know my rights, and this will be going to IPCC. I will be sent it to my law. I'll wait until it's all over line. I don't need the log number. I've got your badge numbers.
have a quick chat?
Because I don't trust it. I don't trust the fact I can walk away with you.
Had you shown us your ID in the first instance, I don't think it would have taken this long. So when you're talking about being...
Yeah, but my right, I don't have to show my ID if I've not committed a crime or I'm on suspicion of crime. I've not committed a crime. I'm working.
One officer said the situation would not have escalated if the auditor had just shown his ID. That way of thinking is dangerous. It puts the blame for bad policing on the person who was only asserting his rights. The auditor had not committed a crime, explained he was working, and clearly stated his legal position. Instead of respecting that, the officer acted as if refusal was the real problem. This shows ego. The officer could not handle being told no. Instead of reassessing the situation properly, he doubled down and made it seem like the auditor was at fault for prolonging things. This mindset treats noncompliance as justification for detention, which is unlawful and deeply concerning.
If working's committing a crime, I'll just go and join benefits.
You could have last time you were working 10 minutes ago and you could have gone on your way then, couldn't you? So
we'll have to go so we don't have to body
Okay,
slam.
the log.
Sorry, don't body slam.
before you get that urge.
Yeah. Okay. So, that's where I see it. Free to go, Sam?
Yeah, I'm just waiting for you to leave.
I took them to a criminal court and a civil court. At the criminal court, I was awarded £35,000 because of the incorrect ways and the way they did the jobs, which was performed illegally. Officer Stephen Haynes, PC Jarvis and PC Warwick, one of them was suspended for 2 months with further investigation. One of them was fired and the other one was given a slap on the wrist and was allowed to still do the job, but under investigation by their own force.